There we go. Hey guys, what's up? Evilzombie here. So, welcome to. I'm doing a bit of a tier list because I like Godzilla, and a lot of new movies. A lot of new movies have come out. First, though, before we do that, I released a book. Go check it out. Daikaiju Mokushi. Wait, is it showing? Yeah. I keep pressing page down because I don't know. I'm an idiot. It's fine. Not page down. I keep going down. But yeah, Daikaiju Mokushi. Go check it out. But a tabletop RPG about kaiju. So now that we've talked about kaiju, let's jump into the list, which is about Godzilla. Okay, so I want to do a tier list again because there are three new Godzilla things since last time I did a tier list, and opinions change. So let's just kind of jump into it. So we'll try and go in order. Yeah, let's do this. So first Godzilla movie. First one, Godzilla, 1954. This is obviously S tier. This is a great movie. Not even just because it's the first movie in the Godzilla series, just because it is a good movie. That movie can be considered to be a film. It has big dramatic points. The pacing of the plot is fantastic. It's just a really well done movie. On the other hand, we have Godzilla Raids Again, in America known as Gigantus the Fire Monster, which was not as good, but you can't give it crap because the entire movie was conceptualized, written, cast, directed, filmed, all that stuff, released within 8 months, because they wanted to ride off the coattails, and they had a different director because the guy was busy. So they didn't have the same situation. So I can't put it up here because it's just not as good a movie. Can't put it here because it didn't come out as good a movie. But I'll put it here in B. Because for what they had, they did a really good job. They did make mistakes, but they did a really good job for what they had. Now this one, King Kong versus Godzilla. Oh, I love this one. I actually love this movie. I have seen this movie a lot, and it's a good one. I enjoy it a lot. I put it in A because, it's just a really good movie. But it's not quite S tier. Okay, let's see. Next one, Mothra vs. Godzilla. This one does... A lot of people put it up here in A or S because it's good enough to be considered a film. I'm going to put it probably in B because I just don't care for it as much. It's a good movie, but it's just... I don't know. My opinion's changed a little. It's a good one, but I just don't put it quite up there. Now, this one... This is the introduction of King Ghidorah, Ghidorah the three-headed monster. And this one, it's a good movie overall, but it's really slow. You have to have time set aside to watch this, and it does drag on for a little bit. The battle at the end is fun. The suit designs and everything, that was all cool, but it just really drags on. But then they redeemed themselves in Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, where, I gotta put that right up in A, because it's entertaining, it has fun characters, it has fun monster battles, it takes itself in a lighter sense, and it was just more enjoyable to watch. It was paced better, it was shorter, it didn't feel like it took 5 hours to get through it like Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster did, because that one just really dragged on for me for some reason. They really went with the whole prophecy route. When a movie does that, it just loses me a lot of the time. I'll watch this one. I'll watch this one on a normal basis. I enjoy it. Okay, Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, or Godzilla versus Abria. This is tricky because this wasn't meant to be a Godzilla movie. It was meant to be a King Kong movie, originally. So this one, because it just feels more fun, wacky, out of place, it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie, but it's just not a great movie. Okay, I'm going to drag this down a little bit. That gets knocked down a spot, because this one's not one of the better ones, but it's okay. It was okay. Now we have Son of Godzilla. Now, the movie itself is fine. The characters are fun. Characters are enjoyable. It's an enjoying watch, but we have that We have that abomination to look at, and I hate him. So, just because it's a good movie, it's an enjoyable watch, I'll leave it up here in D. But, oh, he really dragged them down. He really dragged them down. Okay, now this one, Destroy All Monsters. Destroy All Monsters was another one that was a fun movie. It was a cool movie for the last, 20 minutes of it. But before that, it took so long to get to the action. But then you get a massive monster beatdown where they just decimate King Ghidorah, and it's fun to watch. So I'll put that in B, because it's worth it. It really does drag on, but it's so worth it. This one, they really redeem themselves, because it's so fun to see them get the crap beaten out of them. Now, here's my hot take. Nobody will agree with me on this, because I watched the crap out of this as a child. And, I don't know, it's nostalgic. It's fun. It's not my first Godzilla movie. My first one was the original. And then I had the VHS for King Kong vs. Godzilla. And then I also had Godzilla vs. Megalon on VHS. And I had Godzilla's Revenge, or All Monsters Attack. Okay, so my hot take is that it's not terrible, because it's just a fun watch. Sure, the kid deserves to die. He is very annoying. He is the Kenny of Godzilla. But, Kenny like Gamera. He's a child that's really annoying, and that really pisses a lot of people off. But you get to see Manila get the crap beaten out of him over and over again. He sounds like a donkey, and it's annoying, but he gets beaten up. And I will stand by that. Godzilla versus the smog monster Ghidorah. That's F tier. It doesn't even deserve my time to describe it. It's just, I don't like political things as much. I don't like, this one feels to save the planet-y, and I don't care for that. I mean, if I had the choice, I'd probably try and destroy the planet. I don't give a crap about the planet. And this movie just keeps bashing into my face. It's probably this movie's fault, because it was just so environmentalist, and now I hate environmentalists in the environment because of this movie. If there were a way to become a supervillain, this movie would have created it now. Okay, Godzilla vs. Gigan. This I consider a duology, because Gigan, and then he appears again in the very next movie, Megalon. This one I put up in B, because it's a fun movie. Starts getting more into the wrestling match kind of thing. Godzilla has a big battle. It has an interesting side plot that's happening. Good human story happening at the same time. Godzilla Tower is awesome to look at. Time is it? Am I going over? No, I'm fine. I have work after this. I woke up at 5. Okay, but that one, I enjoy it. It's just a good movie. And then we have Godzilla vs. Megalon, which I just pair with it. It's a good movie. It was a lot of fun. It's one of the VHS tapes I had as a child. I love Jet Jaguar. Jet Jaguar is my jam. He is so cool. Ultraman can suck it. Jet Jaguar is way cooler. They need a series of them. I'm sure we have Zone Fighter, but it's just not as cool as Jet Jaguar. Oh, this list doesn't have Zone Fighter. What? What the fuck? Okay, well, I'll tell you where Zone Fighter will be anyways. Now, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Another hot take, I'm going to put it in C. It's a good movie for the battles, but that song really kills it. I hate that song so freaking much. Now, there's a song where they have to reawaken King Caesar, and it's not just, they do a quick little song, it's over in a minute. No, this is like a 10-minute song. You're sitting there listening to the girl, and it's going back and forth showing his face. And the side of the mountain blows up a little bit, and it just shows his face, and it shows her singing, shows his face, shows her singing, and it just keeps going. And I hate that. The rest of the movie's fine, but that just kills it for me. I should drop it down to D because it pissed me off. But the whole Mechagodzilla thing makes it better, so C. Now this one fixed it. Actually, I could watch this one over and over again. I also had a VHS tape of this when I was a child. Now, I do enjoy the crap out of this movie. It's just fun. It's more enjoyable. They kind of fixed all the problems, the song, from the first movie and the whole prophecy thing. They just took that out. and I enjoy that. So they just made it a kaiju movie, and there's destruction, and there's violence, and I love it. That's a much more enjoyable movie. It fixed everything, in my opinion, that went wrong in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla from the year before. And then Zone Fighter, we're putting that right around C. So just imagine that. Okay, Godzilla 1985. This is a tricky one to place because it's a good movie, but, well, it depends on the version that you're watching. I guess Return of Godzilla. When I watch it, let's see, I found another version. I own both versions. I have the VHS tape for 1985, and I have the Blu-ray and the DVD and all that. I have both, yes, for Return of Godzilla. So I have both versions, and I downloaded a version that someone spliced together to make them fit better, to actual one coherent story, so you have the best of both movies in it, because they do have additional scenes. And Dr. Pepper. Yes, well, if you see the movie in the American version, you know Dr. Pepper. But yeah, no, I watch it in Godzilla Resurrection. That's what that version of the movie is called. And I keep it right in the A tier, just because there are some problems with the movie, but it's a good movie. Well, no, if I watch that version of the movie, I think it's so enjoyable. It's just a really good movie that way, because it splices them together in such a way where it's just a much longer experience. You have a lot more stuff going on in it, and I enjoy the movie. I enjoy the heck out of that movie. I like Godzilla's big return movies. They're fun. I like it when he's the big bad monster, you know? Okay, Godzilla vs. Biollante. I'm going to put it in B. I don't watch it very often because it did take a long time to find a good Blu-ray for it, but I have one. Oh my goodness. I still have a disc up there that's sealed too, because I got two. Because it's rare. But no, it's a fun movie. It was interesting. It had a cool plot. It had great effects. It was such a good movie. This one, though, I got to put it in A, because there's other movies that are better. Okay, well, Biollante is a cool villain. There's so much happening in the movie. It's awesome. I enjoy it. The battle is so cool. Okay, moving on from that. Yeah, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Now, a lot of people complain about the time travel thing. Oh, B tier is really building up, guys. So, this one, sure, the time travel thing might be a little wonky, might not make that much sense, but it was fun. And, I don't know, it was just a cool movie. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I will watch this one happily. You know, it's just a good movie. Actually, this one might even go up a little higher. This one, though, it goes back into the whole existential crisis, and the universe is at stake, and we have the Mothra twins to listen to. And, I don't know, that kind of stuff just kind of loses me a little bit. So the movie itself is not bad. It's a good movie. The battles are awesome. Godzilla's never looked better. But that kind of plot just loses me. And it bores me. Just give me the monsters. I don't need a universe-saving thing. I don't give a crap. This one, though, redeems itself a bit, and it's fun. Because Mechagodzilla was awesome. Rodan looked amazing in this movie. Rodan was well done in this one. Like, they don't do him justice in almost anything else. Every other movie he's in, he looks derpy, except for the original Rodan. We got Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. This and the Junior that's introduced in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla was interesting also. Because they did a good job with Manila concept, and they made it more modernized and not as annoying. But they made him look more like Manila in this one. But I enjoy the heck out of this movie. It's just a fun movie. It's a good monster brawl. And there's cool scenes, cool robots, cool monsters overall. And you get to see more Godzilla. It feels like you get a lot more Godzilla in this movie. In Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. A couple Space Godzilla figures up there. On my shelf up there. You can't see my hand there. Okay, versus Destroya. That one is a fantastic movie. And it's just so good. It wraps everything up nicely for that whole saga, for the Heisei saga. It opens up the world for new things to come, and it's just so cool. The creature designs are amazing. The human acting is well done in it. The plot, all that, and it's just really well done. The pacing is great. This is one of those movies where there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a great movie. Okay, now here's another hot take. We got the TriStar Godzilla. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's not a Godzilla movie. And I agree, it's not technically Godzilla. We don't accept him as Godzilla, it's Zilla. Some people would be like, oh, it's an okay movie. I put it in B tier. Because as a movie itself, as a kaiju movie, it's so good. It's really good. I just knock it down from A because that's not Godzilla. He can get killed by missiles. That's not Godzilla. But the movie itself is really, really good. I mean, I grew up, I think I was like 13 when this came out. It was so good. Was I? What year was that? No, I was 11 when that came out. 98. Yeah, but Godzilla 2000. Another big return series movie, and knocks it right up to the top of the list for me. This is my tattoo. That's the Godzilla I have in my tattoo. I love this movie. I have a poster of it right here, a framed one right next to me. That's like my top Godzilla movie. If anything, I'd shove it above the original. Actually, I'll just put it right there. Because the original is it's a perfect movie. Okay, but Godzilla vs. the Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, it's an okay movie. The plot's cool, but it does tend to drag on in part of it. But Godzilla looks awesome, and the battles are kind of cartoony, but still fun. It goes back to show a style, but while mixing it with Millennium style. Oh, Godzilla 2000 was so cool. It's so awesome. Okay, this one. Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, or GMK. This is the same director as the Gamera Heisei trilogy, which is known as the best tokusatsu movies of all time. Like, out of all of them, because the effects are great, the human story is great, it's acted well, the monster battles are just top tier in those three movies. This is the same director, and he does a great job with it. I have a figure for this one, but it's upstairs. Oh, it's such a good movie. This is one of those ones where you have to watch it. You have to do yourself the justice, and you have to watch it. Like, you have to give yourself that chance someday. So, yeah, you need to see that. It's a great movie. Now, me and my girl. This is Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. This is one of those ones where me and my girls, I took them. This one I paired together with this because they are a duology. These are a direct sequel to each other, and they're so good. The acting is good. The effects are possibly the best you've seen so far in the entire series up to this point for these two movies. They add in Mothra for the second one. Sure, they add in the Mothra twins, but I look past it. A lot of people like them. I don't. But still, no, the main actress in this one, I don't know, she's hot. And she also is a well-done character. The only downside to this one, to the sequel, is that the main cast did not come back, and they just kind of went with a different human story for it. So it's just like, oh, so she doesn't have this deep emotional thing in connection with Godzilla anymore, and we're done with her story. But it was just so well done. We saw both of these in the theater together. I took my girls, and we all just had such a good time. It was so fun. These movies are fantastic on the big screen. Okay. Moving on. Godzilla Final Wars. This one, I can watch it over and over again. Like, oh my goodness, I love this movie. I like anime. And this is Godzilla mixed with anime. And, oh my goodness, what was the guy's name? Don Fry? He's an American in this movie that never speaks in Japanese. Everyone in this movie talks to him in Japanese, and he just outright ignores it and responds in English, even though he fully understands them in movie world. It's hilarious. I love it. But the action's over the top, the effects are great, Godzilla is brutal and just murders everything in front of him. It's cool. You gotta check it out. Let's make sure it's recording still. Where am I? Yes, Final Wars. Okay, so now we got Godzilla from Legendary. Now, the first one, I actually liked it a lot. It was a really good movie. I like the feeling of this series when it's dark and gritty, and it was really good. Yeah, I gotta leave it there. When it was dark and gritty, it was awesome. There were a lot of cool things. Sure, there were some problems, but it's not that bad. I wouldn't consider it as good as the best of the series, but it's really, really good. And I watched the heck out of it. Okay, we got Shin Godzilla. This one is one of those rare ones where it's just so freaking good. So really, really good. Shin Godzilla, Hideaki Anno directed this one. Same guy that did Neon Genesis Evangelion. And he used some music from that. He just has his feel throughout the whole thing. You know, his atmosphere, the ambiance he brings. And it's really good. It's just a fun movie. It pokes fun at the government a lot. It has cool moments with Godzilla. When he shoots those back lasers, oh my goodness, that was amazing. It's a good movie. You should check it out. If you haven't seen it, shame on you. 2016, it was a really good one. This is the trilogy. Okay, these ones, they had so much potential. They had so much potential. Well, there. Okay, so I think the first one's the best of the three. It's the most Godzilla-ish out of all three of them. The second one, and these are wasted potential. These could have been a Netflix series, and it would have been much better to pace it like that. It would have been a better series, but they put it in 3 movies, and it ruined it. Gets all universal existential. You don't see that much monster action. Some monsters they promised don't even show up. In the second one, they promised Mechagodzilla. They teased him. They showed it. And he doesn't appear in the movie. It's a city. So it's a big letdown. In the third one, he's fighting against extra-dimensional space creature that you don't see the whole body of ever, and then it gets into a whole religion thing. But it's still better than the second one. But not as good as the first. So that's where they belong. Okay. This one goes right up here. Oh, that Rodan scene, though. Oh. That Rodan scene was so good. I enjoyed the heck out of the Rodan scene. That makes the entire movie worth a watch, because that Rodan scene where he just decimates the entire city after coming out of the volcano, leaving a trail of flames in his wake, it was so good. Now, Godzilla vs. Kong. I put it right about there. It's a good movie. I enjoy the heck out of it. I've seen it many times, but it does belong right here. Because it's not as good as these two, but it's still good. It's still enjoyable, still a lot of fun. Like, I will still watch that one a few times, you know? Now, Godzilla Singular Point. I enjoy it, but I understand if people don't like it as much. I've watched it a couple times already, and I do enjoy it. Yeah, it belongs up here. Wait, where is this? There. I'll put it right here. It belongs in B, I think. This one, it still hurts me to put it that high. It's close enough to this one where it's about on there. So, yeah, those movies were let down. Okay, we got this one. Monarch. I enjoyed Monarch. I put it right up here with the B tier because it was a good show. It felt like the atmosphere of the first one, of the first legendary one, and it kept it going for the entire series, and it was just a lot of fun. I enjoyed the heck out of it. But now we got Godzilla -1, and that's so good. That's a really good movie. Oh, wait, why did I reorganize this? I don't know. I'm not really ranking them based on their standing between the other ones. They're just in that tier. But Godzilla -1, I've seen it 9 times now, something like that. 9 or 10 times, and it's so good. Like, I watch it over and over again. I watch the color version, then I immediately go and watch the black and white version, same sitting. Saw it a couple times in theater at least, and I bought the Japanese Blu-ray, and then That one didn't have subtitles, so I bought the bootleg Blu-ray, and then they released also to go with that, so I had subtitles too. And then I'm not ruining my case from opening it up over and over again. And then then Netflix released it also. And then when it comes out in America, I'm probably going to buy it again. But, it looks so good in black and white, too. I would put that even above S tier if I could. We got Godzilla and Kong. Okay, I put it here because it's fun. It was just a fun watch. It was enjoyable. It was wacky. It was cool. I went in knowing it was going to be a kaiju brawler. And I knew my expectations. I figured it was not going to be as deep as Godzilla vs. Kong, and I was right. My expectations were lowered a little bit, and I had a blast watching this movie. I had a great time. I was cheering, and I just enjoyed it. A lot of people complained, but screw them, I enjoyed it. So this is my general tier list, I guess, for where all the movies currently stand, in my opinion. I don't know. I like it. I like tier lists. That was fun. I just kind of got to relax for the morning. What time is it? Oh, crap, I gotta make breakfast. Okay. So, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching this. Make sure you go and check out the book. Oh, let's see if I can get it here on camera. There you go. Yeah, Daikaiju Mokushi. I'll leave it in the description below so you can go check it out. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Bye.